Hey, what's up, Twisters? Today we're going to rank NHL arenas. We're going to rank all 32 NHL arenas. Man, there are so many factors that go into a snazzy indoor venue for hockey, such as the exterior, right? And just the feeling of when you're walking up into the arena, the on-ice presentation, the way the team skates out onto the ice, the fans, all the different cool audio mixes, the food, proximity to restrooms. There are so many factors. So anyway, this is going to be a very interesting stream. And please do vote in my poll down below because, or up above, I should say, because I'm curious to see if you would be interested in doing this like a tournament versus tier rankings. I'm prepared for either one. At least I think I am. You know who else is prepared here is my dog Cortana. She is being a very good girl this morning. It's still morning where I am. We were, of course, out on our morning walk at the nature preserve. And so she'll be hanging out with us as well. Yeah, a good girl. So toss a super chat or perhaps tell me a dad joke in the chat and I will give Cortana a treat on your behalf. All right. Cortana is so good. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Everybody's here. Holy God. Rosado, Chance, Carmen. Hey, welcome. Arby's Pizza Hut for the Dustin, Toria, Jake, Trevor. All right. I'm probably forgetting a person or two. But anyway, hey, it's great to have an audience like this already. So what I want to do is just give a couple, people a couple of minutes to join here. It's still technically early. So maybe in just about 5 minutes, we'll get started with the actual rankings. But I do have Tier Maker queued up. I have some other photos queued up of these arenas so you can see them in addition to what's on Tier Maker. So then that way you have a better picture of what I'm referring to. That's very important. It's your birthday week for you and also Kim, aka Isles Girl. All right, so a couple of hockey Twitter or hockey communities coolest Virgos. So it's great to have you around, Trevor, on your birthday week. This is a nice little warm up, I hope, to your festivities. Let's see here. BB&T is going to be number one. I mean, they keep changing the name on it. Now it's Florida Live Arena, but I know what you're talking about. We all chilling? Yes, we chilling with the air conditioning on full blast because it's going to be, oh gosh, how to convert this for somebody in the UK. It's going to be probably about, I don't know, 35 Celsius, I want to say today, about 92 Fahrenheit. Crypto is number one for the light show. Ooh, speaking of light shows, I know a good thing or two about another arena in California with that. The exact same birthday, right on. I have the exact same birthday as Cal Clutterbuck on her favorite team. And actually, apparently, I think I have the same birthday as the supposed number one overall pick in the NFL draft next year, and that's not Caleb Love. He's a basketball player. Well, anyway, he goes to USC, whoever he is. All right. Let me make sure that I have this all queued up for you. We have 14 viewers. This is great. College Arena S tier. Oh yeah, for the mullet. Caleb Williams. Okay, thank you. Rate Liga teams next. The goal horns are unique. Okay, Liga teams. All right, I'm gonna make some notes on this. So yeah, if you have other ideas for streams that would interest you or videos that you want me to produce, just let me know in the chat here. I can't get to everything because we have so many enthusiastic people so far. But of course, if you want to get my attention, just tag me, right? Like at Twisted Wrister Hockey, or just toss a super chat my way. Even if it's a buck, I'm happy to, of course, celebrate. We should all be celebrating because we are all withstanding this long, boring off season together. So, yeah, Liga teams, Liga goal horns. It's going to be kind of hard to find that, I think, but I might need your help for that. All right, here we go. All right. 17 Celsius, 60. Oh God, I'd kill for that right now. All right, I took your idea. Did I? I had it in my matrix of ideas there. So, all right, let's shout out our guy Mike Thompson here. He's the one who said rank arenas. So let's do it. And since I haven't been to every arena, at least not yet, why not get everybody to weigh in with their thoughts on this? All right. Well, you know what, guys? You're all doing fantastic. So we're going to get started, all right? So this is in no particular order. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my screen here. Okay. let's pull up screen number 2. There it is. And we have all of our arenas. This was already made on Tier Maker, so that makes me extra happy. And we have, of course, our tiers, and they include the S tier for the best of the best of the best. And then we have the A tier, which is still awesome, right? These 2 tiers would constitute 10 or 12 of the NHL's arenas. Then we have the good tier, like good place to watch a hockey game, no complaints. C for okay, might need a little bit of improvement here or there. Maybe it's a great atmosphere, but the actual facility itself isn't exactly one to write home about. And then D, I just said needs help. Maybe a new arena for the team or something of that sort, or a renovation. So anyway, what we're going to do with this is we're going to do a poll. Why is it not letting me run my own poll? Is this because I think it is what it is? No. Why can't I run my own poll? You'll have to just give me a moment here. I do not remember this being part of my streaming experience. You've been to 5 arenas? Yeah, I've been to, I think, current arenas I've been to, I want to say 5. Okay, so what? Oh, because I'm already running a poll. Okay, that's what's going on. I have to end the initial poll, and then we can get started. Okay. So the first arena here is Rogers Place. That's the Oilers. All right, so your choices are going to be a combination of S or A, because I only have 4 options total. We have B tier, we have C tier, and we have D tier. So go ahead and cast your vote here. And there we go. Which ones have I been to? Here, by the way, if you want to see what Rogers looks like, let's see here. I have to scroll down on my computer here. This is Rogers Place. And this is what it looks like on the inside. It's only a few years old, so it is a fairly new venue compared to the other ones. So yeah, take 20 seconds or so to cast your vote. Which ones have I been to? So the arenas I've been to include, of course, SAP Center, being a Sharks fan, Bridgestone Arena for the Predators, TD Garden for the Bruins, Amalie Arena for the Lightning, and Climate Pledge Arena for the Kraken. The only other arena I've been to that has hosted an NHL team is the first venue that the Phoenix Coyotes played at. This is back in 1997. But yeah, you've been here to Rogers Arena, or Rogers Place, I should say. You misclicked. No. Well, that's okay. We got to get as many votes as possible. Then that way, your vote won't matter as much. But we do want everybody's votes here if possible. You've only been to Ball Arena so far. I'd like to go. One of my closest friends lives in Colorado Springs. So, AZ Sports Guy, what's going on, Matt? Mullet is S tier, obviously. Yeah, that's the one I'm probably curious about the most. Outside of Rogers Arena is fantastic. Yeah, I mean, among the Canadian venues, I think that's the newest one, right? And of course, you have the Bell Center, which is, it's Montreal. It's like the cathedral of hockey in place of the old Forum. But yeah, Rogers Place is, I would certainly like to see that. That would be toward the top of my list. But actually, I could drive to it in a day. But during the season, it'd be very hard to get up the road to get there. United Center on top. All right, we got 17 votes. God, if we can get to 20, that would be fantastic. But I don't want to keep people waiting too much. So I'll give you about 10 more seconds here. So cast your vote if you haven't done so already. All right, let's close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hey, we got to 19. That's not bad. All right, so 42% have it in the top tier, 36% in B, 21 in C, a total of 19 votes, 0 for D, so that's Edmonton. Now, because it wasn't overwhelmingly in the S tier, I will put it in the A tier to start, but of course that could change. So I do grade on a curve. That way we get a fairly a decent distribution of grades for these teams. Like, not everything is going to be B and C tier. We want to put some stuff in A. We want to put some stuff in S. And unfortunately, some stuff will have to go to D. All right, next up, we have Capital One Arena. That's the home of the Capitals. It used to be the Verizon Center back in the day. Oh, wait, whoops, I have to make it a poll. All right, Capital One Arena, home of the Capitals. All right. What with this? S or A, B, C, or D? In there, it's a big arena. I didn't know that. If you want to see what Capital One looks like, just give me a second. I have to scroll all the way down to the bottom here. Yeah, this is Capital One Arena. And I mean, it almost looks like a shopping mall. But once you get inside, there it is. I don't know if this was from a playoff game, but as you can see, it's kind of rivaling Calgary for the Sea of Red. And, the goal horn, by the way, the goal horn can also be, and the goal song can be part of your ranking here. What arena is this? Yeah, the home of the Washington Capitals. One of the few NHL arenas not in Google Maps 3D. Really? I have never spent the time to look at that. I would not know. Caps fan here. It's great. Yeah, I'd like to get, if I'm going to go, it better be while Ovechkin is still there. I would hope so. All right. You changed your channel. Oh my gosh. OD on hockey. Owen. It's gonna take a while for me to remember that, but I'll do my best. You're starting a show with your dad. Oh, that's pretty rad. That's a great way to I think kind of channel your love for the sport. Yeah, so again, oops, this is the exterior. And this is the interior. Mr. Anderson. Oh, I like it, Owen. All right, we got 18 votes. I'll give you guys about 10 more seconds here. So cast your vote if you've yet to do so. If you don't have a strong opinion, that's perfectly fine. All right. All right, let's close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The only thing that sucks is the team. Yeah, it's going to be tough for the Caps. 38%. Okay, so 22% for SA, 38 and 38. Okay. 18 votes. All right, so with that, I'm going to put this in B tier for now, because even though it got some votes for C, it also got some votes for the top tier. So we'll start with that for right now. All right. Now I'm going to go to our next one, and that is, as I scroll through my beautiful pictures here, yeah, the next one is going to be Bridgestone Arena, home of the Predators. I've been to this one on a Monday night, and I had a great time, actually. And oh my God, if there's my favorite thing about Bridgestone Arena, and I don't know if there's a team that can rival this. This is an incredible location for a game. It is smack in the middle of downtown, right by, was that Broadway, which has all these awesome bars. All sorts of live music. It's terrific. All right, so Bridgestone Arena. This is the Preds. But yeah, I definitely would recommend going. Nashville's fun. All right. Okay. So Bridgestone is next. And of course, you got that spire. Now, the Preds actually used that spire on the shoulder patch of their first run of jerseys. And here it is, of course. What was the first arena? It was Rogers Place in Edmonton. Mullet Arena is S tier. Yeah, I think that's probably the one I'm most curious about. Definitely top 5. I mean, it's in my top 5 because that's how many arenas I've been to. But yeah, I would say that my favorite experience overall was probably in Nashville. Except for, of course, the Shark Tank, because I've been to so many games. Young Tane? How you doing? You've never been to a hockey game. Really? Well, where would you want to go first? And it doesn't even have to be an NHL arena. It can be anything, right? Uh, Outside of Excel, you want to hit another arena? Well, eventually the Blackhawks should be fairly good with Connor Bedard, so you could road trip it over that way, I suppose. I don't like country, but the goal song slaps. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. The arena, by the way, is right next to the Country Music Hall of Fame. It's like kitty corner to it, and I do recommend checking that out. I'm not even a country fan, but I really enjoyed it quite a bit. Kraken Arena looks like the best one to visit. Yeah, I'm happy to weigh in once we get to that one. That's going to be a little bit further down the list, right? Yeah. All right. How are we doing with our votes here? How are we now? 21 votes. Okay, I'll give you about 10 more seconds in case you haven't cast a vote yet. Anywhere the Wild are playing. Got it. Well, I heard Excel Energy Center is supposed to be very it's the atmosphere and the actual look of it is supposed to be quite elegant as well, especially with how they actually hang up the jerseys of all the different high school hockey teams in Minnesota. That's so cool. All right, let's close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Food or drink recommendations. Oh, I can't remember if they have iguanas there anymore. They do have some barbecue from Smoking Pig, I want to say. It's been over 3 years since I last went to the Shark Tank. But yeah, look for Smoking Pig. If you want to eat outside of the arena, if you have like time to kill, there's also Henry's High Life. Henry's High Life? I think so. But I don't want, maybe it closed. Seriously, it's been forever, seemingly, since I was there. All right, Nashville. So we've got 71% for the B tier, or excuse me, 71 for the top tier, and 23 and 4. All right. This one I think is a clear favorite to go in the S tier, and I like seeing that personally. All right, our next arena is in Florida. Let me scroll up here. So it's called Florida Live Arena. It's not BB&T anymore. Just a recent change. And we saw a lot of that on TV during the playoff run, of course. All right. There's a reason why they call it the state of hockey. Yeah. I mean, there are other great hockey states around it. But of course, Minnesota gave us the Mighty Ducks. Even though, of course, the story was written in Southern California. So yeah, this is the outside of Florida Live Arena. And the inside looks not my best photo, to be honest with you, but I just liked the moody lighting of this one. Florida Panthers. Wow. You've been to Florida Live. It wasn't good. The sound system, it was the worst in the league. You could barely hear the goal horn or the refs making calls. I think that those are good factors to bring up. It's not just what it looks like or how the fans are. You have to consider sort of that whole experience, and that breaks down into dozens of sort of factors. I think you missed the Joe. Yeah, I never got to go to the Joe. The X is an amazing arena to go to for fans. Well, I haven't been to Minneapolis in St. Paul, MSP in about 5 years? Yeah, I would like to say it would be toward the top of my list. It could be, but it would have to be a double dip. I'd have to go to a Vikings game and then go to one of those games, a Wild game. The Joe? The Joe is Joe Louis Arena. That's the iconic former Detroit Red Wings arena where they won their Stanley Cups, 97, 98, 02, and 08. Why don't the Cats just play it where the Heat play? I don't know specifically, but often people will say that basketball arenas aren't designed for NHL spectating because of differences in sight lines, I guess. They had one speaker in the rafters and the food was just mid. Okay. I mean, you would think the food would be pretty good, right? You'd have some good like Cuban offerings. At least that's what I would hope for. Tampa, much better. Oh, okay. Okay. iCypher. Sounds like you've been to quite a few. I do like Tampa. We'll touch on that once we get to Amalie. But that's And that's not for a little while. All right. How are we doing with the voting, everybody? We've got 18 votes. I'll give you about 10 seconds if you haven't cast your vote just yet. So we got Florida. Next up is going to be Philadelphia. All right. Let's close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. So this one checks out very similarly to Washington, actually. In terms of the distribution of percentages, Washington scored just a little better, but this is pretty neck and neck, right? 16, 33, 33, 16. So I am going to give it a B for right now. Again, this can always change later on. And besides, we probably won't have that many that go to, D tier or anything like that. All right, next one we're going to hit on is Wells Fargo Arena, the home of the Flyers. Let me just scroll down to that. There's MSG, Canadian Tire Center. Here we go. Here's the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. I would also, if you're able to, I would probably form my own opinions based on. It sucks because you can go when the team is bad and you don't necessarily get the best impression of it. You can go when the team is good and it can be a totally different experience. But anyway, yeah, there are definitely some arenas that are quieter now than they typically are. They should be. All right, and here's the interior of Wells Fargo Center. Again, I got some moody lighting, but look at that. They're shooting fire through the scoreboard. How awesome is that? What's going on here, Mike? Philly's not bad at all. The best scoreboard in the league. I mean, I love it. It looks like it's curved, yeah? It gets extra points for Gritty. Yes, Gritty. Yeah, the mascot. Mascot is definitely part of the experience, I would say. High B, now low S when the Flyers are good. I wouldn't be surprised. Some of my favorite experiences at Sharks games have been with Flyers fans, actually. It was a really fun atmosphere when they came to town. Pittsburgh as well, I will say. And there are other teams, but the Flyers were super fun, actually, because they were doing their chants. It wasn't like they were filling up the whole lower bowl, but a lot of fans had shown up. So they made plenty of noise. And then they were quiet because this is when the Sharks were actually good. During the 2010 playoff run, yeah, that would probably be a good opportunity to really form an opinion. The wedge pillow scoreboard. Yeah, it kind of does look like that. The memory foam almost. Have one of the loudest horns in the league. All right, how are we doing with the votes? We're at 17 right now. Okay, I'll give you about another 20 seconds, folks, to cast your vote if you haven't already. What about the Barclays Center? Yeah, I just only saw pictures of what the Barclays Center looked like for hockey, and it wasn't good. When I went to the Coyotes Arena, their first one, this is even before Gila River Arena, that was a much more basketball optimized arena. And I remember I had one of the upper decks over my head. It was really weird. But hopefully their next arena isn't anything like that. All right, let's close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. This could be potentially at the front of the B tier. So B is 41. SA is 29. So that's still very good. C tier is at 23. And just 5% for D tier. Oops. 16. That was like 18. With 17, let me just do some math here. Yeah, Washington graded out better. Just doing the math. 29.41. Yeah, this will go front of B. I hate to do this for Florida, but I accidentally did a tiny miscalculation, And the difference between Florida and Washington is still very small, but Washington didn't get any votes for the D tier. So I'm going to put Florida in C for right now. All right. Oh, the Bruins unveiled their centennial jersey set for September 16th. Shoot, I'm going to have to take a look at that. That's crazy, man. 100 years. All right. Our next arena is T-Mobile Arena, home of the Golden Knights. There it is. And this is just right off the strip, although I do believe it's technically outside of city limits. But yeah, the fans do show up for this place, as we know. I wish I had a better shot of like everybody here. But you saw the Stanley Cup. They were going pretty wild in this playoff run of theirs. The Red Wings last season. Well, I think that, of course, they dipped when they traded some players. So they were actually pretty competitive with the roster that they had. And they did deal a couple players away, but they did make some changes to the roster in the offseason. So I think that if they really do want to break through, if this division, with how competitive this division should be, they're still going to need, something from the younger players in their contributions as well. I love that they have DeBrincat now too. So I didn't watch a ton of Red Wings, honestly. But again, for them to have taken a step forward before the trade deadline, that's a good sign. But again, you want to make sure that the players that you've drafted with the intent that they're going to take over the franchise, that they're the ones kind of leading the way, in addition to somebody like, Dylan Larkin, of course. Yeah, you don't think you should do that, Owen. I think it's proven to us that it's a pretty rocking place. I sent you PPG picks. I've got them, but I'll definitely refer to those as well. Let's see here. Which ones have been ranked so far, says Creed. We've got Bridgestone. We've got Rogers Place. So Bridgestone, Predators. Rogers Place, Oilers. Wells Fargo Center, Flyers. Capital One Arena, Capitals. And Florida Live Arena, which is the home of the Panthers. Number one pick for the Cup this year, I would just say don't count out Colorado. I think the Avs have a great chance of getting back there. I want to say Dallas can break through as well. A lot of people are going to pick the Devils. The Hurricanes are the top pick in terms of odds. That's because just statistically they're kind of the best team in the NHL, even though they haven't broken through that barrier in the conference final. But yeah, I am a little bit tempted to pick the Avs. I don't know. We'll see. All right, how are we doing on votes, everybody? We've got 17 votes. Okay, I'll give you about 20 seconds to cast your vote if you've yet to do so. About 200 times. Incredible, man. But the atmosphere outside is amazing as well. Yeah, I've seen some pics from Dustin, who just messaged us here in the chat, and he's absolutely right. The exterior, like, think about all the pump-up, like, little mini concerts that they have, or they have a stage there, and they bring in a hype guy or a hype gal, and there are hundreds, if not thousands, of fans there who are cheering and all this music bumping. Like, that definitely has something to do with it as well. Your friend is related to the Stalls. I think I remember you saying that at one point. The 20-year extension for PNC Arena, that's good. Hopefully that will help with attendance later on should the team, slide. But hopefully that's years away. But it's good to have some entertainment or some shopping or something around there. Hopefully that just doesn't price out some of the residents who live there. Canes might win. I'm not sure. I mean, they've got what I like, and that's reliable defense and pretty good depth. I still think, though, that there might be one or two missing pieces. That doesn't mean that they have to trade everything away for it. All right, let's close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So the Knights. Okay, good. Only like one vote below B tier. I think that's respectable. Okay, 69%. Nice. 25 for B. and only just 5 for C. All right. This is virtually tied with the Predators. Virtually tied. But because technically Bridgestone got 71% for S tier and VGK got 69, I'll keep the Preds at number 1, but of course, it's neck and neck. All right, next up we've got ourselves let's see here. Next up we have UBS Arena, home of the Islanders. Let me scroll over to that. All right, here's the outside of UBS, one of the oldest arenas in the NHL. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far. If you have suggestions for future streams or how we do our streams in the future, just let me know in the chat here. All right, Islanders. That's UBS Arena. All right. Here's chance. Best team per division. Yeah, I mean, I need to actually break this all down in my season predictions. Okay, Pacific. I wouldn't be surprised if, even though the Golden Knights, I think, still have a good chance at repeating. I should have said that earlier. I think that we can't count them out at all. They only lost like Riley Smith among their bigger pieces. I would say that there's a good chance that we see the Oilers perhaps win the division, or maybe even the Kings too. Central, I think it's still a toss-up between the Avalanche and the Stars. Avalanche had their shares of injuries, and of course, no more Landeskog. But again, they were still pretty damn awesome and won the division. So I would still think that it would be them. Metro, I wouldn't be surprised if New Jersey usurped Carolina for that. I think that they've got depth at every position. They lost a couple guys, but they only have their best players getting better. So that's pretty scary. I'm not as sold on the Rangers, but with exceptional defense and elite starting goaltending, right? I don't think you can count them out. And the Atlantic, I have no idea who's going to win the Atlantic. I would think the Maple Leafs could be that team this year. The Bruins, I expect them to regress a little bit, but that doesn't mean that they can't make a deep run in the playoffs. I want to make that clear. All right. When players call it a dump, really? I've only heard negative stuff about it. Interesting, because I only think about the Islanders making those runs to like the conference final and the fans being pretty damn loud. One of the oldest arenas. Which one is that? We do have Madison Square Garden next. That is technically the oldest arena. The Rangers got worse, but you still have a couple of their younger players getting better. So I think it's kind of a wash, I would say. All right. We got 15 votes. So let's give you guys about 20 seconds. So chime in if you haven't done so just yet. Cortana, how are we doing, sweetie? You know, I think we need to give Cortana a treat. She's being such a good girl, isn't she? Oh boy. All right, let's oops. Let's see. Can you see Cortana okay? No, let's get her to lie down. There she is. Lie down. Kiss. Kiss. There you go. Okay. All right. All right, let's close this out then. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So the Islanders, the New York Islanders get 12% for top tier, 43 for B, 12 for C, and 31 for D. That's really interesting. So with that being said, because they have the strongest amount of vote percentage for D tier, but they got 43% for B. So I'm going to put them in C tier, but I'm going to put them at the end of the C tier for right now. You got to go. All right. Well, Owen, thanks for saying hi here, and hopefully we can see you again here soon. All right. Next up is going to be Madison Square Garden. What did I miss it? Oh yeah, because NYR. Yeah, got Madison Square Garden next. All right. You're going to the movies with your friend. All right. Enjoy the show. Hopefully you don't get charged $12 for a bag of M&Ms. The Garden is S tier. You know, I've never been to Madison Square Garden. I mean, I've only been to 5 of these arenas, but of course, it's something that you just can't replicate it, right? Here's the inside, by the way. So you got that signature roof. It is the oldest building in the NHL, completed, I believe, in 1968, I want to say. It's dark in MSG. Usually, I think that the older arenas tend to be darker, yes. Parking's got to be a nightmare. Oh God, I don't even think that they have their own. They probably don't even have their own parking so much, or at least not on premises. By the way, there's a Smashing Pumpkins concert banner over here. Good stuff. One of my favorite '90s bands, probably my favorite. It's garbage, and the fact that it has the train station under it makes it worse. Have you been before? I know nothing about it really. I used to know some stuff. I made it like this arena history series back in the day. Here's the Rangers "Hey Hey Hey" chant ringing in your head as soon as MSG is talked about. You know what? I don't think you're the only one. They can't renovate the trains system. Wow. Really? Has there ever been talk about a new arena for them? Huh. You would know, Rails. By the way, did you see my video? Did you see the video? What was it? Burning question. I think it was in my burning questions video. You got a shout. You got a shout out there, buddy. Go check it out if you haven't already. Has lights which go off all over the arena from the ceiling in the stands. And I mean, as you can see, of course, there's some awesome lighting on the exterior as well for a building that's as old as it is. All right, let's give you guys about 15 seconds. So cast your vote if you haven't already. Good girl, Cortana. What a good girl. We did exercise like first thing today. So, but we have more exercise to do. She needs about 90 minutes of exercise every day. And I don't even think that that's enough. We hiked, what, like 7 miles yesterday? So that was a couple hours. All right, let's close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So then 56% for the top tier, and then 18 and 18. Is that good enough to go in the S tier? Well, I think yes, because Edmonton is in the A tier, and this grades out better. So this will go in S tier, but it's going to be at the end. All right. Our next arena is PPG Paints Arena, the home of the Penguins. So let's come over to here. All right, that's the exterior. I know that doesn't show everything, but you get the sense that it is a fairly new arena. And oh my goodness, this is the 50th anniversary season apparently. That's your home. Yeah, you know what I call it the Shark Tank. I call it church. When I go to a Sharks game, I call it going to church. All right. It's your cathedral. Let me see those photos that you sent me there, Mike. Looks like a very good arena. I mean, looks like Pittsburgh has 3 great places to watch sports, right? You've got PPG Paints, you've got what used to be Heinz Field, right, where the Steelers play, and of course you have the one and only. For some reason, I only got one shot there, Mike, but they do have a newer scoreboard. I will want to point that out. You really can't see it on my screen, but they do have a newer scoreboard. It's got kind of a curved design to it. Actually, that was from Wells Fargo, I think. Never mind. Ignore my last comment. You have more? Well, you better get it in quickly. Giddy up. Where's the paint? Where's the beef? Cast your votes. After this, we've got Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. All right, that's going to be an interesting one to touch on. It's still Heinz Field. Yeah. Oh, and the baseball field is, wait a second, PNC Park. I've only heard amazing things about that place. Rick, how are you now? You got the White Sox picture today. And I'm rocking the Habs jersey, yeah, because, the Bell Center. Bell Center's got to be up there probably. And you have one too? Well, that's good. I think anybody who's as big of a hockey fan as we are should have a Habs sweater, unless they're a Maple Leafs fan or a Bruins fan. But I won't judge because I have a jersey for everybody, even the teams I don't cheer for. All right, 17 votes. Let's close this out in about 10 seconds. So hurry on up. It's crime that PNC Park hasn't hosted a Winter Classic. Really? I mean, the Penguins have been in so many outdoor games. I would have figured that they already had one there. Well, that's probably coming soon enough, right? All right, let's close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. That's a lot going toward the A tier. And technically, it beats out Rogers Place in Edmonton. So this is going to go in the A tier. I'm going to record our results here. They did that one at Heinz Field. Got it. For why you have the White Sox profile, did you go to a game there? I have been to a game many years ago. Oh, whoops. Looks like this went to... There was a last-second vote there. So it actually gets 36% for S tier, 42% for B tier, 10%. However, it has 78% of votes going toward the top tier, or top two tiers. So will I place it any higher? Actually, no. Yeah, it'll be right next to Rogers Place. That's where it ranks. All right, next up, we've got, right there, Climate Pledge Arena. This is the home of the Seattle Kraken. Okay. Is the Shark Tank nice? I mean, really, it's not, it's not like a dump by any means. It's just, it shows its age, I would say. But of course, the best parts about the Shark Tank is the on-ice presentation. I'll share more later when we get to the Shark Tank. All right. Climate Pledge Arena, home of the Kraken. Okay. Worst named arena in sports. The Crack House is a better name. It is. Here's what it looks like on the inside. I love the lighting. My favorite part of Climate Pledge Arena, because I went 2 years ago, is the audio. The sound there is fantastic. I love it. It really does just, you're just sucked into it. It's been full, the first 2 seasons, right? They've had no problem selling out. I'm not as big of a fan of kind of the experience walking into the arena. I've been there before when it was Key Arena. It feels like you're walking through an airport. So I wasn't as big of a fan of that. And the food options, I don't know, man. All the good stuff, like it took me forever to find them. Not to mention, well, Seattle's kind of the most expensive city in the West. That and like SF and LA. But anyway, yeah. So I've kind of mixed results about that. But I mean, the prospect of going back there when they're good, I'm sure that would even make me appreciate it more. The pigeons, the pigeon nest. The only arena with 2 scoreboards. Yes, that's right. They have a scoreboard behind this one here too. Or yeah, I think that's what it is. So yeah, it gets big ups for the on-ice presentation. Looks cool. The audio there is fantastic. That's where it shines the most. All right. How are we doing here with votes? We have 17. All right, I'll give you about 10 seconds if you've yet to do that. A goal horn stream. Yeah, I think I've written that one down before. I'm going to need an updated list of goal horns. So I don't think we can do it before the season actually starts. A top tier goal horn. It's a good one. People do like it a lot. All right. Let's close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. This one is going to be ranked pretty high. Let's see here. 42% top tier, 52% for that, and only 5% for C tier with 19 votes. Okay, so let me take a look here. I'm going to. This grade's better than the Oilers, but is it S tier? It flirts with S tier, but for right now, I'm going to put it in A tier. And personally, I wouldn't put it in S tier. Why is the Panthers at okay? This is kind of relative to how the other ones grade out. But to give you some percentages here, Rosado, 16% for S tier or A tier, 33% for B tier, 33% for C tier, and 16% for D tier. All right. Next up, we have Nationwide Arena. I think this one has kind of flown in under the radar. Home of the Columbus Blue Jackets. I heard that they actually were able to sell out a ton of their games this year, if not all of them. And of course, the big selling point here is the cannon. At least to a lot of people, it's the cannon. All right, so we have Nationwide Arena. All right. Was in 2 Winter Classics and hosted one. It's BS how the Kraken have only played 2 years and they get a Winter Classic. I mean, it's a great marketing opportunity for the league. I think they have the Knights in there as well. It's the expansion team matchup. But yeah, I really do want to see the Blue Jackets get their outdoor game at Ohio State, right? Wasn't there a story about how they were looking into that? I think that would be great. You're going to go to Nationwide Arena in October. Right on, man. It doesn't really randomly go off. Right. It only goes off for a home team goal. It probably goes off at like the end of the game if they win. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I mean, remember when they were in the playoffs a couple of years ago against the Lightning? I mean, everybody was yelling CBJ the whole time. It was awesome. Red Wings, Blue Jackets at Buckeye Stadium. I like your thought because, of course, it would be the Michigan team versus the Ohio team. So I like it. Would also, yeah, Jackets should definitely get one. And I mean, to get that cannon, the marketing team, I think, drove all the way to St. Louis for it. It's not like all that far away, but of course, crossing a couple states. The cannon goes off when you go. Oh, when they enter, go onto the ice. Okay. Awesome. Thanks for pointing that out, Blueberry. All right. How are we doing with votes here, everybody? We're at 18 votes. Okay. 10 seconds to cast a vote if you haven't done so already. Nationwide is the loudest in the NHL. Really? Really? I don't think I've ever heard anybody say just that, but that does make me curious. I've only briefly been to Columbus, not during hockey season. All right, let's close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Yeah, you guys like this one quite a bit. 29%, 28%, 47% for B, 19 for C, and just 4 for D. Yeah, see, we're not going to have too many in D tier, I don't think. All right, so let me see here, guys. What is at the front of the B tier? It's Wells Fargo Center, and they grade out identically. So this is going to be tied with Philadelphia. It's just a little bit better, though. Not by much. But for that reason, it goes at the front of the B tier. All right. Our next arena is American Airlines Center, where the Dallas Stars play. So I'm going to show you a picture here. United Center, that's Ball Arena. All right, the circus was in town, so that's why you see a mammoth. I don't know why, but anyway, this is what it looks like on the inside. And of course, if I have to grade the Dallas Stars arena, part of it has to do with the goal horn, not the fans getting in fights in the stands for really bad stuff. All right. This is American Airlines Center. All right. SA. B, C, D. All right. Solid bars. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I was wondering if somebody would say that. They saved a bundle in gunpowder last season. True. But the next couple of years, it's going to be in high demand, I would think. The Jackets will be in the playoffs in 2 years. I don't think that that's outlandish by any means. Eventually, you're going to have a couple teams in that division start to slide out of the playoff picture. You hate Dallas. I always find your hatred for certain teams very interesting. Yeah, of course. Rest in peace to the Abbott brothers, Dimebag Darrell and Vinny Paul. More of a Leafs fan, you or Steve Dangle? Oh, I'm not a Leafs fan, dude. Not at all, actually. I did like the Leafs when they had Patrick Marleau, so that they were kind of like my second favorite team then. But my favorite team is actually in your profile name. And the song is by Pantera. Exactly. And I mean, they're from that area, so that's pretty cool. Once again, here's the exterior. I like the archway here. It's kind of old school in that sense. But this wasn't the same arena that they played in when they first moved to Dallas. Facts, Dallas sucks. There we go. Yeah. Devin asks, Mike, how are you an Eagles fan for football and a Penguins fan for hockey? Stars are getting an updated center hang video board. Oh, yeah, that one looks like it's a little more dated. So that will be, I'm sure, a welcomed upgrade. All right. How are we doing with votes here, by the way, folks? We've got 21. All right, let's give you 10 more seconds. So vote if you've yet to do so. Rank arenas versus a team's former arena. That's cool. But of course, there are some teams that won't really, they won't have an old arena. But I'm going to write it down, though, because that's creative thinking. So who knows? I could always play with that idea and come up with something that maybe really does spark some curiosity. I mean, it's cool, though. Rank arenas versus the old arenas. All right. So Dallas, we're going to close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Let's see here. 43% for B tier, 21 for top tier. And let's see here. What was that? C tier was 26 and 8% for D with 23 votes. It's like 21. All right. So let me take a look here. Where does this grade versus Washington? Is this better or worse than Washington? This is about the same as Washington. Just a tad bit better. Not by much, but yeah, I will raise it to B here. There we go. All right. Hey, Nick, how you doing, man? Thanks for hopping in here. By the way, guys, hey, check this out. So next Sunday, we're going to have another stream. It's going to be about Adidas jerseys. We're going to be talking about the best jerseys from the Adidas era. So that's the latest video that's on Twisted Wrister Hockey right now. So watch that video. But in the stream, we're going to bring on a few different content creators here on YouTube. So you won't want to miss out on that. Again, that's Sunday. It's going to be, I think, at 5 p.m. Eastern. All right, our next venue here is the Xcel Energy Center in St. Paul, home of the Minnesota Wild. And BW Hockey here, Brendan, will be one of the people on my panel, in addition to Nick here from Windy City Hockey. We have a couple other people joining us as well. All right. So here we have Minnesota. And I didn't have the best shot at the inside, but I really do like these the banners that they have up of the NHL teams. And the luxury boxes are pretty cool here too, I think. So yeah, not my best photo, but of course, We can't leave out that it has all those cool jerseys hanging up when you walk into the arena of the different high school teams in Minnesota. Radulov had to wear a Fanatics jersey during a preseason game. No, I didn't. I totally forgot that Radulov was even playing during that era. All right. Catch you later, Dustin. Have a great day, dude. Let's see here. Bill, what's going on? Yeah, man. I can't miss out on the opportunity to go live and talk about arenas. Ball Arena. When are we doing Ball Arena? It's not for another several. Okay. Okay, so this is Minnesota, the Xcel Energy Center. 19 votes. So I'll give you about 15 seconds to cast your vote yet, folks. His Adidas jersey was too small. One of the fans gave him the jersey to wear and scored in it. Oh, that's so awesome. And that was, wait, did you say that was a preseason game? Okay. That's still pretty cool, though. Can't get over the Matthews signing. What do you guys think? 4 years at $13.5 million. I think that's, I don't know. I don't know why he didn't like take that for just, maybe 2 years, because then he could still have gotten like a max deal after that. I don't know. I thought he could have maybe even gotten more money in the long run. More money per. I was there on Wednesday for the Pantera show. Dude, how was that? How was Zach Wilde on guitar? That's what I want to know. Have I done the United Center yet? No, I have not. That's going to be the fourth to last, unfortunately. This is completely randomized. All right, let's close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, thank you for your votes here. All right, so Minnesota, 40% B tier, 31% A tier, 22 C tier, 4% D tier. Okay. All right, so let's take a look, guys. How do I want to grade this one? This could make it to the A tier. Is it better than Pittsburgh? No, it's not. But not by much. Is it better than Nationwide Arena? Actually, they're roughly tied. So I'm going to put Xcel Energy Center toward the front of the B tier. It looks like Nationwide graded out, maybe just a pinch better. All right, our next arena is PNC Arena. That is the home of the Carolina Hurricanes. Was that it right there? Oh, no, it's United Center. Yeah, there it is. Oh, for whatever reason, I do not have... Oh, that's Calgary. My bad. Here it is. PNC Arena. All right, so PNC. All right. And if you want to see what PNC Arena looks like on the inside, look no further. Wait, is this the alter ego to PNC Park? I don't know. I don't know, because PNC Arena's used to... I hate to rip into Pirates fans here, but PNC Arena has seen a lot of playoff action. So I don't know if we can make that sort of comparison, because PNC Park has been far from a playoff venue. Although in those few games that it has hosted in the postseason, it has been very loud there. So when it gets upgrades high A or high B, or A or high B, yeah, it's going to take a little while for that, right? The second best team that wears black and red. Are we calling the Devils number 1? Tailgating, is that part of the ranking? I didn't even think about it, because the arena I've been accustomed to going to for so many years doesn't have tailgating. So yeah, you can put tailgating in there. Sure. It was amazing. The domination breakdown keeps getting better. Oh, dude, that sounds amazing. That was the one thing that really did hook me into Pantera. That, I know this is not hockey, but in high school, my friends and I would be driving back, or I'd drive my friend back from where we had tennis practice, and that would be about 25 minutes. And every time we pulled up to his house, we would blast the domination outro and just have the car stopped and just headbang. It was our tradition. All right. How are we doing with Carolina? All right, 21 votes. Great. I'll give you about 15 seconds to cast your vote if you have not done so just yet. People say Carolina is the loudest arena, but you said earlier Columbus. Dude, Carolina seems pretty damn nuts. They've got, of course, the siren, right? The hurricane siren. All right, let's close this out then in 5, 4. Yeah, when the Canes suck, it's one of the emptiest in the NHL. It was like that for a long time. That's true. But yeah, I like to see it as what it can be at its best. But you're certainly you are correct. You know, they had a lot of trouble with drawing crowds there. All right, so this one, it breaks my heart, but it's not about me. It's about you. It's not me. It's you. We're gonna have to probably put this in the C tier. How did this grade out versus UBS? It grades out better than UBS. How does it grade against Florida Live Arena? A little bit better. So this is going to go at the front of the C tier right here. All right. Next up, we've got ourselves Scotiabank Center, home of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I got to scroll down here quite a bit for this one. Let's see, Toronto. Tampa, there's Toronto. So yeah, Scotiabank Arena. The Scotia. You can definitely factor in the, what do they call it? The Legends Row, where they have all those statues, right? You can factor in chanting after winning a playoff series for the first time in 19 years, "We want Florida." Although they also had chanted, "We want Boston." You know, we can't twist the narrative too much with that. All right. Toronto. Here is the inside again. Scotiabank Arena. I think PNC is B or even A. I think in recent time it has certainly been toward the top among arenas, at least in the southern states. Hey, thank you so much, Mike. Mike dropping the 5. And you know, Mike, we got to give Cortana not 1, not 2, but we got to give Cortana 3 super chat tweets. Right, girl? We'll give her some jerky here. Thanks for the super, buddy. I really do appreciate your generosity. Good sir. All right, here we go. Ready? 1. Yeah, good girl. Here, we got to make this camera more up close. Never mind. Never mind. I have it plugged into the power. So hold on. Here we go. Whoop. There's a good girl. And last one right here. Good girl. Good job, Cortana. You know, I always got you, bro. I almost think that needs to be like the mantra of Twisted Brister Hockey. That makes for a good mantra. Hey, thank you, Medex Hanoi. I'm not entirely sure how to say that. I appreciate that. Let me know if you have ideas for future topics or ways I can make my videos better. So that's very kind of you. And Bill with the hype in the chat. I do appreciate that for our generous community members here. All right, how are we doing on this one? We've got 21 votes, so I'll give you about 10 more seconds to cast your vote if you haven't done so already. Have we ranked San Jose? No, that is going to be, I guess, toward the end. I can't even see it in the picture here. Yeah, we've got like 8 more arenas until we get to the Sharks. All right, the biggest minus is the whole lower bowl because it's a lot of sponsorships. All right, let's close it out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So we have 33% for the top tier. We have 38% for the B tier, 19 for C, and just 9. Hey, that's great. I was afraid that people were all just going to put it in D tier because it's the Leafs. But that's good that we didn't. So thank you for an honest take on that. So, how does this grade against Minnesota, for example? Not quite as good, but very close to Minnesota. How does it grade versus Philadelphia? Basically tied. So this is as in between Minnesota and Philadelphia as we can get. Do I get all of the money for the super chats? Yeah, YouTube does take a cut. That's true. YouTube takes a cut. But I also accept PayPal and Venmo. And so I receive everything, if not like at least I would say 85 or 90% of it. All right. So next up, we have Rogers Arena. We already did Rogers Place, but we got to talk about the home of the Vancouver Canucks. Still not over when that one news person said the Canucks. And here it is. For whatever reason, I can't find a good photo of the exterior of Rogers Arena unless there's a riot happening. All right. But I'll show you the inside. It looks a little something like this. There it is. Yeah, for some reason, I haven't found the best photos of Rogers Arena. But we've seen that place rocking. Tim Thomas Arena. Nice. That's pretty funny. There is no good exterior with this one. All right. Well, let that be known in your ratings. That's pretty funny. Yeah, has anybody ever been there before? I mean, that one's not too far from me either. I could drive to that in a day. It's 7 hours, 7.5 hours, maybe. Hard pass on this one. Lots of dark memories. Don't let your feelings consume you, young Jedi. So you had to rip on Vancouver. Oh, that was a very, very succinct rip. Where Steve Moore had his career ended. I didn't remember if it was there or if it was in Denver, right? That was who it was against, right? The LED lights in the glass is the only thing good about the Rogers Arena. I mean, that looks pretty awesome. It's like having a bunch of lightsabers. The Rangers are your first. Oh, huh. Rangers and Bruins. I think you're the first person I've encountered who's where those are your two favorite teams. All right, let's give you about 15 seconds to cast a vote if you've yet to do so. All right, we'll close it out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Let's see. So T-Mobile is an MSG. Yeah, the other one that's in S tier is Bridgestone Arena for the Predators, and I think that's a great call. All right, so what do we have? We have 5% for S, 50 for B, 33 for C, and 11 for D. There's a chance that I might actually put this in the C tier, even though the plurality is in B. It did get 44% for the bottom two tiers. So how does this grade versus PNC? PNC is better. It's got 18 and 36 for SA and B. So actually, no, technically it's not. But again, more votes for that. So I got to do my math correctly here. Yeah, I'm going to put this in C. I think I have to. Where does this rank versus Florida? I almost want to say about the same. Interesting. Very, very interesting ranking. Yeah, this is going to go in C tier. Does it grade out better than the Islanders, though? I think it does, yeah. All right. Next up, we have put up our next poll here. Our next arena is going to be Honda Center. That is the Duck Pond. But first, I have one poll while I go use the restroom. BRB, guys. All right. And we're back. 88% said yes. I'm surprised. I thought it would be like the other way around. I also got myself some more caffeine. Also, I'm noticing that I don't know if you can see it that well. I'm going with like the Expos powder blue shorts. So I'm actually very much dressed like a Montreal Canadiens fan in the summer. All right. So we've got next up. Oh, wait. Next up is the Duck Pond in Anaheim. Very clean city and the people are nice. I'd like to go check it out. If we're talking about Vancouver, I've only pretty much driven through it. I've been to Whistler. So there you go. All right. Honda Center. Ducks. All right. I have never been in Honda Center. I have only run by it in a Disneyland half marathon many years ago. Back when I could run a half marathon at a 7-minute mile. Look at that, man. That's awesome. I love those orange towels. Is it a Suzuki jersey? No, it's not. It's an old CCM jersey. Now, Guy Lafleur was never a captain, so I don't know why it has a captain's letter. It doesn't have a name on the back either. But Lafleur played when the Canadiens didn't have names on the back. So it's kind of a Guy Lafleur jersey. Rest in peace to the legend, of course. Can't spell duck without D. Whoo. Guys are harsh critics. So yeah, I can't say anything about the duck pond per se. I will say, though, that it's going to be a lot louder in a couple of years. Who else wears black and orange? The Philadelphia Flyers. Yeah, but we had a nicer or a higher grade for them. One of the few venues you've actually been to. Service is great. Food is great. It's a phenomenal place to watch hockey game. If only they can get the goal horn to work. I don't know how it sounds in the arena, but I actually really do like the goal horn. I like the lower pitched goal horns much more. All right, come here. Treat for Cortana. Are the Kings our biggest rival? Historically, yeah. I think more people would say that the Golden Knights are, except actually last year we played the Knights better than we played the Kings. That's like the first time that's ever happened. But I'd say overall, it's the Kings. The horn is meh. Sounds like a fart. It's very relieving. All right, let's close this out in about 10 seconds. So cast a vote if you've yet to do so. All right, we'll close it out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Do you guys remember And One back in the day, the basketball brand? I loved And One. It was so great. All right. I had some. Did I have And One shoes? At one point I did. I know I had shorts. Lots of shorts. All right. 42% for C. B is 31. Ooh, 26 for D. Oh boy. Where is this going? The seats aren't very comfortable, but it was a great atmosphere. Interesting. I'm glad you could go to one of those games, though, of course, when they were good. All right, so this actually checks out worse than the Islanders. You guys, we have our first D tier, unfortunately. All right, but someone's got to go there. This next team plays in the smallest arena, permanent arena or semi-permanent arena, I guess. Basically, apart from the Coyotes at Mullet Arena, we've got, oh wait, not the United Center. I got to go to the very bottom of this. We're talking about the Winnipeg Jets and Canada Life Center. It used to be called, the Bell MTS place. Cortana's going to town. Just going to Pinkertown. Why am I auto drafting? Oh, dude, I don't have the time to actually pick things. Do you need me to take action? It's like no. I'm a waiver wire wizard. All right, so now we got the Canada Life Center with RE in the spelling. All right. There we go. All right. Nick for fantasy. Yeah. I just don't have. I'm not going to be that competitive. Probably not. But anyway, we'll see what happens with fantasy hockey, though. All right. So we got Canada Life Center, and of course, look at the Winnipeg whiteout here. Isn't this just beautiful? That's so awesome. Only about 15,000 capacity, but everybody's in it. She's good to do fantasy hockey. Yeah, okay. Shoot, that's coming up sooner than we thought. All right. I'm going to have to talk to you about that because I'll need you guys to be my commissioners and drive things for our league. With an auto team, I've done it before, I think. Make a separate tier for this Jesse Pollock. Nice, Rails, nice. Arena is D, but the atmosphere is A. Oh, you've been before, or you've just seen enough games on TV? You'll share it in the member stream. Okay. You want to donate to the Fantasy Football League. All right. If anybody's wondering what this is, our members group has a Fantasy Football League. All right. How are we doing with votes? 18 votes. Okay, I'll give you about 15 seconds to cast your vote. I'm surprised how loud it gets with how small it is. I think that's what it is, though, because if the arena is smaller, the sound just keeps traveling, off the walls, essentially. Enough games on TV. I see. I'd love to go just to see that. I mean, you could do that with 6,000 people in a downsized arena, and it would be raucous. Okay, we're gonna close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah, the whiteout a few years ago. Yeah, this is probably from 2018, I want to say. They're playing the Ducks. Maybe this was from 2015? I'm not sure. 38. So 27% top tiers, followed by 38, 16, and 16. Okay. All right. So let me see where this ranks. I would think off the top of my head, this is going to go in B tier. How does it compare to Philadelphia, for example? Okay. It's not quite as good as Philadelphia. How does it compare to Dallas? It's very close, though. This one does better than Dallas. So Canada Life Center is going to go right here. All right. Next barn is the Bell Center, home of the Montreal Canadiens. And that idea, I couldn't find the greatest shot of the exterior, to be honest with you. Actually, I couldn't find the greatest photos on Google Images, period. But that's what I got right here. The Bell Center. And I know this is a little bit blurry, but this is, by the way, the largest capacity in the NHL, at least for seating capacity. It's the largest. Oh yeah. Let's see here. I have it somewhere. I know that it's like pretty much everybody here is subscribed, and if you're not, it's not a crime. But anyway, when we do hit 10,000 subscribers, I have a mystery jersey that CJ and Dan, two of our channel moderators, gifted to me. So this is a jersey. It's from Jersey Baron too, which is they have some of the more premium jerseys out there. So I have no idea what this is, but whatever it is, it's incredible. So when we hit 10K subs, we got this. We're going to open this up on a stream or something like that. All right. You need a new building? How long have they been at the Bell Center? About what? Not quite 30 years? They never won anything there? Okay, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, Bill. Bill, I got a trivia question for you. Can you name the only other team than the Montreal Canadiens? Who's the other team that has won? There have been two teams that are not the Canadiens who have won the Stanley Cup at the Montreal Forum. Can you name those two teams? I think that's what it is. Anyway, let me know. So excited for me to open that. Great. Sometimes, like I've hid it in my closet so I'm not obsessing over it because we want the content to lead the way. We want the streams and the interactions with you guys to lead the way. All right, let's close it out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. No surprise. Montreal will go in the S tier. 61, 19, 99. All right. 21. Hamilton and Toronto. Not quite. Toronto and Calgary. Devin got one of them. The Calgary Flames are one of two teams to win the Stanley Cup at the Montreal Forum. So yes, that's one of them. Was it the St. Pats? You're close, Bill. You're close. Flames and Rangers. It wasn't the Rangers. I'm pretty sure that I have this other team correct. I apologize if I'm wrong. All right, so where are the Canadiens going? They're going in the S tier. Does this grade better than Madison Square Garden? Yeah, by a little bit. So it doesn't grade out as well as T-Mobile Arena, though. No, it does not. So here goes. All right. Oop, right there. Flames and Arenas. Good guess, but not quite. But it was an old team, a very old team. All right, next team, Ottawa and the Canadian Tire Center. All right, so Lightning. We're talking about the Forum. So before the basically before the Lightning were even around. All right. So we've got the Canadian Tire Center. That is the yeah, you guys, I see all sorts of old teams. So you guys are on the right track. Just I haven't seen it. Devin's got it. Yes. The other team is the Montreal Maroons. Canadian Tire Center is the Senators. Well done. B, C, and D. All right. Have I ever checked out Puck Hockey? Yes, I have. I have seen that before. You have one for Dance Gavin Dance. What a funny name for a band. It looks like the 90s Canucks jerseys. Oh, sweet. I'd like the Pantera stuff. Yeah, I don't have anything Pantera, so I'd have to consider that. All right, so this is for Ottawa, and then we've got the Enterprise Center for the Blues next. You know what, though? I know it's been a while since the Senators have been good, but look at this place. When it's filled up, it's nuts. In honor of you getting them right, Cortana gets a belly rub. Oh, shoot. No, wait. Hold on. All right. Cortana gets a belly rub. Let's give her one while you guys cast a vote here. All right. Good call, Devin. Good call. It's going to suck driving a long time from downtown to Canadian Tire Center. I don't know how long of a drive that is, but I mean the best time to go to an arena is when you have a public transit lined up. Favorite player of all time. I mean it's the 1A 1B for me. Joe Thornton and Yevgeny Nabokov. But if we're talking about outside of my favorite team, maybe Dominik Hasek. All right. It's yes. Canada, right? All right. It's brutal. All right. I'll give you about 10 more seconds. So cast a vote if you haven't done so just yet. Every Canadian team is nuts when the building is at full capacity. Yeah. All right. We'll close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So this one, yeah, not too much for the top tier. B was 23, C was 52, and D was 19. Okay, so this to me, it's not as bad as Anaheim, but it's really not far off. So I will, and it does rank worse. Does it rank worse than the Islanders? I think I got to check that too. Oh yeah. Yeah, it definitely does rank worse. So just based on relativity, it does go in D tier. All right, St. Louis is next, the Enterprise Center. Here we go. Now, I've never been to the Enterprise Center. I stayed at a hotel that was right across the street from it. That's my St. Louis experience. Don't forget, of course, they have an organist over there who plays a little tune every time they score a goal. Trying to see the Wings play in every building. Wow. Column Sauce, which of those arenas was your favorite? There's Nick. There's the Blackhawks fan coming in. Has a terrible team store. Hey, I think that should also be in your opinions. That's a great point. I didn't even think about that one. Like T-Mobile Arena apparently has like a killer team store. I gotta say with the Shark Tank, they could use a new one as well. It's not that great. All right. Oh, by the way, there it is. There's Enterprise Center before the teams actually take the ice. It's a watch party for the playoffs. I guess there were a bunch of fans there to watch their team when they had a road game. Tampa was pretty nice. Great sightlines. Yeah, I had a really long wait just to get into the arena in Tampa. It was like almost, half the crowd was funneled through one gate. That was really strange, but I liked what was going on outside the arena, and the in-arena experience was, I mean, it's so chill in Tampa, and it's in a good location too. It's not too far away from like their aquarium. We'll talk about that in just a little bit, but anyway, DC was a little cramped. All right. How are we doing with votes? 19 votes. Okay, I'll give you about 15 seconds here. United Center has a massive team store, and they do have the largest capacity of any American hockey venue, NHL venue. Bolts and Caps are good. It's not good to be downtown. Well, yeah, I mean, depending on how you want to get there, because ideally, I like to be able to stumble from the bar. All right, we'll close it out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Will they have a moment of silence for Rick Jenneret? Oh, I gotta imagine that. I wouldn't be surprised if they had like a big ceremony before the game and had people get there earlier. Hopefully so. Was I whistling James Bond? No, I was whistling the Blues goal song, or at least for a moment there. All right. SA gets 15%, 40 for B, 25 for C, and D gets 20. Oh, okay. All right. So we have, let's see here, B, C, and D. All right. So the plurality here is B tier, not by a whole lot. How does this grade out versus Washington? Is this better? No, actually, it's a little bit worse. How does this grade versus Carolina? Versus Carolina, it's about the same as well. I'm going to put St. Louis at the front of the C tier. All right. Next up, we have Mullet Arena, home of the Arizona Coyotes for now. So who's ready for this one? Yeah, I don't have the best photos of this, but oops. Mullet Arena. Evan knows what's up. It's one I've been looking forward to. The GOAT. All right. So yeah, here's the outside. Again, it's at a university. And here's the inside. Here the fork. That's for Arizona State Sun Devils. Great college venue. Doesn't fit NHL standards. I see nothing controversial about that. But yeah, Clump Sauce. I mean, I think you have the right mindset. Why wouldn't you want to go to a game like this? To see your NHL team that close without like, I mean, the tickets are expensive, but I don't even think that they're quite as bad as some other teams charge to be that close to the ice. Mullet Arena looks too dark. I think that you are correct. It does look more dim as you get above the seats there. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think Gonzaga has a hockey team. I'm just trying to think if there's somebody else near me besides the Chiefs. All right. I'll give you about 20 seconds here. Mullet Arena. I actually went on a date with a girl whose last name was Mullet. Nice gal. She'd never been to an NHL game though. That was the deal breaker. All right, this is Arizona. Where am I at? North Idaho, really close to Spokane, Washington. The horn sounds way more terrible in Mullet Arena compared to the Gila River Arena. Interesting. All right, let's close it out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I knew that. Come on, we all knew this would be the most polarizing, right? So it is split down the middle between the top tier and the bottom tier. Let's see here. Oh, I'm just kidding. I mean, I really did go on a date with a gal whose last name was Mullet. I kid you not. Let's see here. So what we have 5 and 16. Okay. All right. So with it being split down the middle, it's going to rank in the very middle, which is at the end of the B tier. I guess that's the only way I can do it. All right, let's see. The next one we have is Ball Arena. Big Ball. Home of the Avalanche. There it is. So funny because this tier ranking, I didn't make this, and they're using a lot of the same photos that I found, which is great. Although, to be honest with you, I when I was searching Google Images, I didn't have the best indoor shot here. Yay! Does Boise State have a hockey team? Yeah, the Dakotas are, yeah, that's quite a ways away because like Montana, it takes 12 hours to drive through or something like that. Boise State, that's a 7-hour drive for me. But they do have a hockey team over there. Yes. It's always going to be the Pepsi Center. Yeah, really. Ball Arena. That just sounds really weird. Mm-hmm. Yes, Clump Sauce. It is the old Pepsi Center. Considering the Mammoth. Oh, the lacrosse team plays there too. That's right. They won the championship. Everything that Stan Kroenke touches turns into a champion for the most part. We'll see what happens with what? Doesn't he own Arsenal now? Or he's like a majority partner? I found Pepsi in your living room. I don't know if that's a good thing. It sounds like it was, like buried underneath a sofa, 4 years ago. Should change it to Puck Arena for hockey games. See? Ball bottles Pepsi. Oh, is that really? Man, I learned something new every day. Isn't his wife a Walton? Like Bill Walton? Like that family? I don't know. Have I been to Stanley Park in Vancouver? No, I haven't really been into downtown Vancouver. Just to Whistler and Victoria. Ball is a brand of mason jars. Man, you guys are full of all sorts of interesting facts. And you're full of good takes as well. So we have 17 votes. I'll give you about 15 seconds left if you have yet to cast a vote. After this, we got the TD Garden. It was in your freezer. Oh, that's a little better, yeah. All right, let's close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're like tiny fax machines. Speaking of fax machines, who remembers those? All right, let's see here. 27% for top tier, 44 and 27. All right, well, that means it goes right in the B tier. How does it compare to Canada Life Center where the Jets play? 27, 38, 16, 16. It's about the same. It's a tiny bit better. And Wells Fargo, 23, 27. Yeah, this is going to go between Canada Tires or Canada Life Center, I should say, and Wells Fargo, right there. How long until Prudential Center? That's the last one. Sorry, this is completely randomized. All right, now we go to, let's see here. Go to TD Garden, home of the Bruins. This is one of the arenas I've actually been to. Unfortunately, my take on TD Garden isn't complete because I went during an afternoon game. It was, I think, a 12 o'clock game. So people aren't into it quite as much. But everyone was decked out in black and gold. Except for the Red Wings fans who were there. So I got to see Pavel Datsyuk, which was pretty awesome. All right. So here's TD Garden. Of course, the goal horn. And here's a shot of the interior. For some reason, I remember it being really steep in the upper deck, but I could be wrong. The location's bad? I don't think it's bad. It's not like right in the core of downtown from what I recall, but to each their own. Devil Stadium has a bad scoreboard. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's right underneath or right above a train station. And there's like a shopping mall as part of it too, right? Although micro, remember this though. The Bruins in 2010 got reverse swept. And then the next year they won the Stanley Cup. So I know they lost some players in the offseason. but you can't count them out entirely. There's Egginator. What's up? The Kibby Dome. I don't even know what that is. The Red Wings have a more impressive record. Yeah, because you'd have to take a look at regulation wins versus overtime wins, right? Where have I ranked the tank? Asks Vintage Skates. We haven't done the tank just yet. We have the Saddle Dome after this one, and then we have the Shark Tank. All right. How are we doing on votes? We have 17. All right, I'll give you 15 seconds if you've yet to cast a vote. Boston, Calgary, San Jose afterwards. Is the Idaho Vandals. Oh, word. Yeah, I haven't I haven't been there for anything really. I've only just passed through Moscow one time. All right, we'll close it out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Woo! 50% with that last vote coming in. 50% top tier, 33B, 16C. Okay. So how does this compare? First of all, I want to see how it compares with the Kraken. That would be a good comparison. Seattle grades just a little bit better, but not by much. It's pretty much neck and neck. Boston got 50%. Seattle only got 42, but Seattle has more for B tier. So it's basically a tie there. And against Madison Square Garden, yeah, this doesn't rank higher than Madison Square Garden. All right, so between Climate Pledge Arena and TD Garden, who am I going to rank ahead? They're basically tied up, but I'll put Boston ahead. I've been to both arenas. I'll give it to Boston. Plan on doing a jersey showcasing subscriber jersey collections. Boy, I haven't had anybody ask me about that in a long time. I don't know. But I'm not opposed to the idea. All right. All right, next up, we've got the Saddle Dome. That is, I believe, the second oldest building in the NHL. And I think it was originally constructed for the 1988 Winter Olympics. So here's the outside, a very unique look. And then, of course, And then, of course, we got the inside with the sea of red. This would be from several years ago, I think. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Trying to get one of every team. It's a hobby, all right. Not a cheap one, but it's a fun one. Good outside look, horrible inside. Yeah, I think that in the isn't it like the very upper left where the press box is? It's basically in the rafters, right? Aren't the locker rooms dirty? I wouldn't be able to tell you that. And after this, of course, we got SAP Center, home of the Sharks, then the home of the Kings, the Sabres, the Blackhawks, the Red Wings, the Lightning, and then we finish up with the Devils. The Devils. All right. I'm going to give you, we only have 15 votes, so I'll give you 20 seconds here. I have a few Wings practice jerseys. German national team. Ooh, German national team. I bet that's a sweet jersey. They had some great, like in the Nike era, right? That was when they had maybe their best one, or at least one of their best jerseys with the eagle on the front. I love that. Which one would I get? Okay, I'll have to check that after our stream here, Mike. All right. Let's close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is going to be tough. And I hate to do it, but it's going to have to, we got to be honest here. That's the one. Oh, yes. That's the only one, man. All right. 23. B was 17. C was 29. D was 29. Okay. How does this grade against UBS Arena where the Islanders play? 1243. Geez, that's even too different. 12 and 31. Yeah. Boy, this is tough. How does this grade versus Ottawa? It's better. Not by a whole lot, though. I'm going to put, because of the Sea of Red, it's between the Islanders and the Senators, but I'm going to keep it in C tier. Not by much, though. All right. Honda Center. That has the worst grade so far. Ooh. All right. Now we get to Shark Tank. Shark Tank is actually the third oldest arena in the NHL, but of course, a lot of arenas were built at that time. So here's the outside. And then we get to the inside. That's right. Cool Hockey Mystery Box for $99. Got the Kings Retro third. Retro third. Oh, so you got the one that has the silver fleck on the sleeves and the puffy logo, right? That one's great. That's a great jersey. And $99. That's solid. Plus, they give you free shipping too. Wouldn't know if you're going to a hockey game or a warehouse. Yeah, from the exterior, absolutely. S tier for the memories, B minus overall. I think that's pretty fair. In all honesty, it's been so quiet last couple seasons. It really does sadden me to see it in the state that it's in right now. But I mean, if you're talking about the presentation, I don't think that there's anything better in sports than the players coming out of the shark head in the playoffs. I mean, I've been in a game 7 where they do that, and it's goosebumps. How many teams will have a new arena in the next decade? I mean, of course I could go through each team and say, okay, who needs a new arena? I don't think it's going to be more than like, I don't know, maybe 4, roughly. What, Senators, Coyotes? I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, also you have to look at their leases. That's a huge factor too. What's the criteria for this poll? I mean, there's so much that you can consider, right? You can talk about the exterior, just the experience of being around other fans there, the on-ice presentation, how the players come out, the food, parking, scoreboard. Do the Sharks have a different scoreboard? Yeah, they do. They do, actually. All right, we got 19 votes. I'll give you about 15 seconds. All right, and then we got the Kings and the Sabres. All right, let's close it out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah, this is a tough one to swallow, but I hear you. I hear you. All right, 30, 34, and 5. Okay. All right. How does it rate versus where the Blues play? The Enterprise Center. Versus St. Louis. Oops. Oh, it's better than St. Louis. Yeah. So it's not going to be in the C tier. How does it grade versus Washington? 38. It grades out better than Washington. How about Colorado? This one's close. About the same. Yeah. It's about the same as the Avs. It's a little bit worse. So, all right, I'll go to Canada Life Center for this one. 27-38, 16-16. Okay, San Jose is a little bit worse. American Airlines Center for Dallas. How does this one grade? Just want to make sure I get this right, guys. About the same. All right. I'm going to put the Shark Tank between American Airlines Center and Canada Life Center. Right now, it's kind of a D tier experience. I'll be honest, but in its day, the Western Conference did not have a louder arena. Maybe one or two teams. All right, now we go to the next team, and that is the LA Kings. This is Crypto.com Arena, also known as the Staples Center back in the day. Scroll up. There it is. Yeah, that's when they won the Stanley Cup back in, what is that, 2014? And here's the outside of it. It looks so weird not with it not being Staples Center anymore. Because I went when it was Staples Center, but that was for basketball. All right. As T-Mobile, yes, Vanessa. Look no further than the S tier. No other arena has a better nickname than the UC with the Madhouse. It's a great name. Yeah, like the Madhouse, the Fortress, the Shark Tank, the Duck Pond. Too bad the Penguins don't play in the Igloo anymore. I wonder. I don't think fans call the new arena the Igloo, do they? Just had a show 2014. Hey, man, I wasn't cheering for them. All right, you guys cast your vote. Just give me a second. I'm going to hit the restroom again because I just had 200 milligrams of caffeine. Watch Cortana in the meantime. There we go. Good girl. Okay. How are we doing here, folks? That's a lot of caffeine. It's par for the course. All right, 17 votes. I'll give you about 15 seconds. No. I have a very strong cup of coffee when I wake up. Then a couple hours later, I have another fairly strong cup of coffee or some sort of caffeinated beverage, and then I have another caffeinated beverage early in the afternoon. I would have gone to a game at the Joe. Yeah. I have a that's cool that you have at least something commemorative for it, because I also have a patch for the final season at the Joe. Hecking good woofer. Oh God, if we're talking about the Kings, they would never make any higher than B tier for me, because that goal horn is just, I never want to go to a game there, honestly. All right, let's close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So the Kings, this one gets a pretty strong rating. 33% top tier, 38 B tier, 22 D tier, and 5 C tier. Okay. Let me check this against. This could go in the A tier. How does it grade out against Pittsburgh? 36. What was that? 36, 42. Okay. This is a little bit less than Pittsburgh. How does it grade against Columbus? 28, 47. This actually, I would say, is good enough to just make it into the A tier. It's at the very end of the A tier. All right, now we get to the KeyBank Center. That's where the Buffalo Sabres play. That was it. Yeah, there it is. What's the reason I moved to Idaho? I just wanted to be in a smaller area. I was living in such a highly populated place in California. Wanted to go somewhere with 4 seasons. Just wanted a smaller community. It's more affordable here. All right. Here we go. So now we have the home of the Buffalo Sabres. This couldn't get a really good shot at the outside. This is what the inside looks like from a high level, obviously. I mean, it's kind of tough with the Sabres because we, not all of us remember what it really feels like when this team is good. And so we might have kind of a skewed or like narrow view of what the experience is like there. But hopefully that starts to change. And of course, rest in peace to the legend Rick Jeanneret. I mean, there's nobody like Rick Jeanneret. There's only one Rick Jeanneret. Four seasons is a big reason you want to get out of Florida. Yeah. Yeah, Bob Barker, just a couple months away from 100. All right. How are we doing so far? Okay. All right. I'll give you about 20 seconds with KeyBank Center here. After that, we got the United Center and then Little Caesars for the Red Wings. And then we finish up with Tampa and New Jersey. Yeah, Bob Barker passed away. Yeah. All right, let's close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Okay, this is probably going to go. Hey, what's up, LGG? How you doing? Look at that. Climate Pledge Arena placed second on the A tier. All right, so 50% for C tier. That's hopefully it doesn't end up in D tier, but we only have 2 in D tier, so I don't know, guys. It's going to get a little dicey here. So we got 11 there. All right. Let's go to our rankings. How did the Saddle Dome do in comparison, right? 23-17. The Saddle Dome graded out better. Canadian Tire Center, let me just check this against here. That's pretty similar. This grades out better, but not by a whole lot. I hate doing this, but I hate doing it. But yeah, I think it's fair. It's only fair. You know what? No. It's basically tied with the Saddle Dome. All right, now it's time for Chicago. The United Center, home of the Blackhawks and the Bulls. Yes, Chelsea Dagger. I remember the first time I heard that at their games, I was like, "Damn, that's so catchy." There it is on the outside. Honestly, it doesn't really look like much, right? But then you go on the inside and it's massive. It's the largest arena in the United States, or at least for basket or for hockey it is. All right. You watched Happy Gilmore yesterday? That's pretty rad. Yeah, it's been a while since I watched that. I used to have a copy of it. I don't think I do anymore. Bedard. If Detroit would have won the lottery, that would have been crazier than when the Rangers won I think the 2019 lottery, right? When they drafted Lafreniere, or 2020 lottery. 1749 and 5. You picked fourth. What team was that? Or what year was that? Outside is a C, and the inside is a B to B plus. Yeah, I mean, I actually, for those who don't know, I actually lived in Chicago for 5 months, but I never went to a Blackhawks game. But who knows? I don't know. Maybe a couple years from now, I want to see Bedard over there. Get the full experience. Oh, they picked fourth despite winning 17 games. Got it. That is very few victories for just a fourth pick. But I know what it's like for your team to suck and be the worst team or the worst team in the calendar year and only pick fourth overall. So I can commiserate, or at least sympathize. Horrible lottery luck. Yeah, I can't think of a time when the Red Wings had the number 1 overall pick. No way. If anything, that would have happened in like what, the 60s? All right, we got 16 votes. Let's give you about 15 more seconds here, folks. Could have had Tim Stützle instead. Oh, God. Don't even bring that up. Don't bring that up. Because that's what Ottawa got, essentially. They got the San Jose Sharks pick, and they sucked so much. And then they drafted Stützle with it. And we traded Josh Norris away in that Erik Karlsson deal, too. Incredible, huh? All right, let's close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Looks like this is going in the B tier, though. I was going to get more votes for the A tier, but hey, that's what it is. 12 and 18. So how shall we evaluate this one? How does it grade versus, like, let's say, Ball Arena? Not quite as well. Not too far off. Does it grade better than the Shark Tank? That's a very different grade. It grades maybe about the same, though. How about Canada Life Center for the Jets? 27, 38. What, 65? That's 68. All right. I'm going to put I'll put the United Center right between the Shark Tank and Canada Life Center. Okay. Next up, we have Little Caesars Arena, the home of the Red Wings. 3 left. I've only heard awesome things about this place. I've never been to Michigan, actually. I'd like to go to the Upper Peninsula first. All right, so let me pull up Detroit. There it is. I couldn't really find the best shot of the outside here, but I heard that it's got another rink there. I think their practice rink is also in this complex, and this just look at that roofing. I think that looks beautiful. The UP is amazing. Yeah, I'd like to definitely go check that out. Lottery defeats the purpose of tanking. Exactly. That's kind of the way I see it too. Because if you tank intentionally, Anaheim, and you don't get the first overall pick, it's kind of like, well, then maybe you shouldn't have tanked. It's God's country. Wow. I've never heard anybody say that the UP was ugly or boring. Always had the thought on it, but Rangers winning it, Habs year after making the final, the BS level is increasing. So yeah, maybe fewer teams should be eligible for that. There's no hockey town at center ice anymore. I'm sure they have some sort of plaque or sign in the arena, right? All right. 14 votes. I know the numbers are thinning here. We're getting close to the end, though. So I'll give you about 15 more seconds. Once you win, it's back to Hockey Town. I would think so. You need to find a place for Owl the Octopus, too, right? It's also near where the Lions and the Tigers play. That's cool. The practice rink is beneath the real rink. Oh, okay. That's even cooler, I think. All right. Are we fixed on what we see right here? Ooh, it's going to get close. All right. I'm going to close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Now, the question is, everybody, will this be the highest rated arena technically in our standings here? Bridgestone. The challenge here is that Bridgestone did not get anything in the D tier. So that's the difference. T-Mobile. Yeah. It doesn't quite hit Bridgestone, but I'll put it second. The Joe would be in a tier above the S tier. Probably so. So would the Forum, though, right? All right. So we get to our last two. The first one is Amalie Arena, home of the Lightning. Then before, like I said, the weird thing was trying to get into the arena. It took forever. Not parking. I'm talking about just being allowed to walk in. It was so weird. But this is what I got to experience as well, and it's really fun. Really chill crowd. I went when they were playing the Maple Leafs too, so that was fun because half the arena was Toronto fans, like basically half, and everybody was wearing blue and white because that's what both teams wear. All right. And that's the inside. And fortunately, they keep. I was sitting in the upper deck, and what I appreciated was that it was actually pretty cool in the arena, because outside it was 85 or close to 90 degrees and humid. If you could go back in time and go to any Red Wings, the last game in 2017, yeah, that you probably had people there spanning several generations. The Cow Palace, where would I rank that? Trevor, I've actually never been to the Cow Palace. Or if I have, it wasn't for the Sharks. So I have no memory of it, unfortunately. But it sounds like it was showing its age before the Sharks even played their first game there. I think it only fit like 10.5 thousand people, too. All right. Keep the votes coming. I'll give you about 15 seconds if you've yet to cast one. You could hear a pin drop when Kadri scored the OT winner in Game 4. The on-ice presentation, as you can see from this photo here, it is pretty strong, by the way. Tampa has the lightning coil. That's right. They also have Thunderbug. And make sure you don't wear a Boston Bruins jersey around him. All right, let's close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm pleasantly surprised to see this rated as highly as you've done. But like I said, I really enjoyed my experience there. 43, 37, and 18. Okay. So this probably goes in the A tier. How does it compare to the Kings? It grades better than the Kings. How does it compare to the Penguins? 36-42. It grades better than Pittsburgh. How does it compare to Edmonton? It's marginally better than Edmonton, but Seattle grades better. So we're going to stick this right here. Boom. Look at that. Third in the A tier is Amalie Arena. I am surprised. A lot of transplants in Florida. Yep. And of course, all the snowbirds. Okay. And our final arena here is The Rock, the Prudential Center, the home of the New Jersey Devils. And that is going to be... There it is. We'll go back to the inside, but here's the outside. Some of the glass here is actually pretty sharp, I have to say. And there it is. So here we are. All right. Let me know what you think here. With us ranking our final arena, we got to definitely give Cortana another treat here. She's been such a good girl over the past 2 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah, good girl. The best curtain windows? Are you saying you can actually see the live? You can actually see the game from there, or like they'll have some sort of like screen where they actually show the TV broadcast? I don't even know what curtain windows are. I mean, I can kind of tell just by the look of it, but all right. All right, keep the votes coming, guys. I'll give you about 20 more seconds on this. You know what? We almost need to have a tier called Mullet. I might just do that. Make a separate tier for Mullet Arena since it was so polarizing. All right. So we're going to close this out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So the Devils are going to be 13, 46, 26. 26. And what was the D tier? 13. Okay. So I would think this goes in B, right? How does this compare with, let's just say Ball Arena, right? About the same, not quite as good. How does it compare with Winnipeg? With Winnipeg, 27-38. Not as good. United Center, not quite. San Jose. What about American Airlines Center in Dallas? 21-43. 26-8. Okay. It's about right after that. 22-38. 38. I'll put this just before Washington. Boom. All right. All right. Well. So, what surprises you the most here? I'm going to actually close my photos so then you can see this up close. So, here we have 5 that made the S tier and we had 6 that made the A tier. So, I do like that distribution. Bridgestone is our top arena. And I was on one site that actually ranked it number 1 as well. Second is the Big Pizza Box, home of the Red Wings. The Golden Knights T-Mobile Arena checks in at 3rd. The Bell Center, the home of the Canadiens, is 4th. 5th, we have Madison Square Garden. That's, hey, for our top 5 guys, I'm liking those. And then for our A tier, To round out the top 11, we have TD Garden, Climate Pledge Arena, Amalie Arena. I think that's probably the most surprising to me here. Rogers Arena, home of the Oilers, PPG Paints Arena for the Penguins, and Crypto.com Arena barely made the cut to be in the top 10. And I'm going to keep, or top 11, but I'll keep it like that. And then, our two most dubious of honors are to the Ottawa Senators, which I didn't find all that surprising because I'm sure location was part of it too. And it hasn't been the best time to watch the team recently. And then last we had the Honda Center for the Ducks. That one did surprise me a little bit. But hey, I've never been to a game, so it's not like I can attest to that so much. 11-0 in the 8th. Oof. All right. So anyway, I thank you so much for joining me with this. If you haven't already, you can check out my most recent video from a couple days ago where I talked about the best NHL jerseys in the Adidas era. So designs that were specifically unveiled in that era. And don't forget, guys, next, we're going to talk about that on our stream next week as well. And I'm going to feature a handful of hockey content creators out there as well. They'll be joining me on the show. It should be quite a great time. Thank you so much. It's been awesome hanging out with you here on this Sunday afternoon. Let's give Cortana one more treat as we sign off here. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'll hopefully be able to assist you in making it through your hockey withdrawals as the season is just about 6 weeks away. So have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thank you again for being part of the show here. And I'll talk to you again real soon.